Hey everyone, this is the Geeky Panda here on the Geeky Panda blog, providing you guys with a video commentary this time. I'm currently playing Battlefield 4 on the PlayStation 4. Yes, you heard me, the PlayStation 4 map, Operation Logger, and I've been primarily using the SAIGA, which is a really good shotgun to use, especially on this map because it's semi-automatic, 9 shotgun rounds, and you can just unleash death onto people. So, in this commentary, hold on, I'm going to be taking a sip. I'm thirsty. In this commentary, I'm going to be diving into, and trying to figure out HomeStuck. Not it entirely. More specifically, the HomeStuck cosplay community. Now, whenever someone says HomeStuck and it's within the cosplay community, you're gonna get one of two expressions. Either it's like ugh, like a bad taste in your mouth, or you're gonna get people like, oh my god, or some people are like, are indifferent about it. Just let them do their thing, they'll be fine. But the HomeStuck cosplay community has gotten a pretty one-sided reputation almost at this point. First and foremost, HomeStuck never really came around. Like, it started appearing, I think, in 2010, 2011, but it never really took off, and it never really started taking in control until last year when I was at OhioCon and Anime Boston. I didn't realize that there were so many HomeStuck cosplayers there. They were like the next big thing. Like, back then we had, Sailor Moon, Naruto, Bleach. Hetalia is starting to die out now, and like HomeStuck is kind of taking its place. And from what I have to say, it's mixed feelings in the cosplay community, for better or worse, and depending on how you look at it, as far as people's opinions go. But for me, it's kind of like I'm trying to figure out where the hell it all went wrong. So I did a little diving, I did a little, searching around the internet, and of course I love going to conventions, and I always keep an ear out, of my friends talking about going to cons, stories, horror stories, and the one thing that just came up every single time was HomeStuck, HomeStuck, HomeStuck. There was always a con horror story about HomeStuck more than a horror story about Sailor Moon, or the big hairy guy dressed up in a Sailor Moon outfit, which is actually that's kind of getting phased out almost. You rarely see that nowadays. But then again, if you see it, you want to give the guy a high five for actually being brave enough to do it. But HomeStuck is definitely getting some bad rap, and it's primarily the fan base, the cosplayers are definitely it's an interesting thing. But again, like taking cues from the Ninja Gang, on the WordPress thing, I've been reading up on that as well. Like, I can say without a doubt that it is the new. One of the reasons why it's kind of hated right now, it's the new big thing. Everyone's getting kind of annoyed with tons and tons of people doing this, especially loud, bratty teenagers. Be like, oh my god, where they got to. The one interesting thing about the cosplay is a lot of the characters, some of the characters got gray skin, and you gotta like gray it out or something like that. You gotta put like body paint or something. And one of the things that has happened predominantly is when a HomeStuck cosplayer accidentally bumps into another cosplayer, and that gray, the gray color they put on their skin gets on to the other cosplayer, and the other cosplayer is like, oh, what the hell, like, it's like, this is going to be a pain in the ass to clean this out, So, yeah, I do, they have, the next big thing, that's right now. But again, like, there are so many con horror stories about this that it is crazy. I've heard, again, like the body paints, spreading onto, ruining the hotel room or the cosplayers' work, or some other things like that. Actually, there's this interesting horror story where apparently, a girl locked herself in a bathroom for several hours, and when the hotel group tried to open it up, they found her in such a, bad state because she tried dyeing herself gray in the bathtub with a mixture of Sharpie and 70% alcohol, which, by the way, is a very bad combination for your skin already. Basically, the bathroom was wrecked, costing over $700 in fines, and the girl got skin poisoning. Holy balls. Do your research. It's stories like these that help kind of like deter like HomeStuck cosplayers as being, why the hell are you doing it like that? Are you this stupid? You know, to some people, they don't know. You gotta give them that sometimes. They don't know how to effectively do it. But there are resources out there to do it. Like, if you don't know how to gray your skin, go on a cosplay website about HomeStuck Cosplayers. Ask the community. See what they, because the community is experienced in this. Like, any cosplayer with any questions will always go to the community and ask, and ye shall receive. HomeStuck Cosplayers, if you have trouble with your stuff too, go to the, the cosplay community, ask, and ye shall receive. So, because right now they're actually... they help. There was rumors that a convention was banning HomeStuck cosplayers because of the graying up your skin, but apparently that was false. Yeah, and again, like, another reason why the HomeStuck cosplayer seems to get a bad reputation is that they are, too into their character or very immature about it. That's basically like, they can, they're in character, which gives them the right to do what the character usually does. And I've actually read up a horror story where, I think it was in a panel, there is this girl who got hit by a bucket, on top of that, a metal bucket, and everyone's having a good laugh because that's apparently what happens in the webcomic. And do note, HomeStuck is actually, a webcomic. It's not an anime or TV show or anything. It's originated as a webcomic. So it's like, they're doing all these shenanigans because they're in character and they can do it. In reality, you can't do it like that. You have to abide by rules, both respecting one another, the convention rules, all that stuff. If you're going to do something that's going to, say, hurt someone else's feelings accidentally, bother them and annoy them too much, throw a bucket at them apparently, or mess up something, don't do it. It is not worth at risk of having a bad convention experience because you started it because you were trying to be in character way too much. Like, granted, you can be in character, but too into it and the immaturity factor behind it, never a good combination. That is never a good combination. You should not do that. Come on now. Personally, for me, I can understand why you guys like HomeStuck. It's your passion, it's your flame. It's your next big thing that you like. Like with me right now, though, the anime that I'm loving right now is Attack on Titan. Some people obviously will be with me on that. Other people will be against me on that. But everyone has the right to their opinion. But you got to make sure when you represent that you like this or the community, you're in your best behavior. You're like, hey, you're a cool guy, you're a cool person, I'm sure about it. You say you like your thing, we like ours, we're cool. So again, don't get over. Yeah, so I've been reading up stories of, and that I've seen HomeStuck cosplayers being really immature. But if they're not bothering anyone, if they're doing their thing, you don't have to mind it as much. Another reason why people don't like them is they start picking fights, or well, not literally picking fights, but the term of use with other cosplaying groups, including Hetalia. This is yeah. I've noticed this at cons sometimes, but I knew that they were rubbing other cosplay groups the wrong way, but apparently HomeStuck and Hetalia are not on the best of terms right now, because it's just, it's two fandoms that are just like duking it out, and so it's like adding fuel to the fire. Like, oh hey, you like this, but we like this, but we're gonna start a war over it. Like, again, if you're a HomeStuck cosplayer, or if you're cosplaying something else, like what you like, respect other people what they like, and play it cool. That's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta freaking do. It's not that hard, people. And then another way that people don't like the HomeStuck cosplayers, or one reason why they have a bad reputation, is one very clear thing. It is you don't know about it. You don't understand it. You don't know what makes it tick. You don't know why people are into this stuff so much. And in a way, you can't blame them. You can't blame their bad reputation because you don't know about what HomeStuck is or why there's such passion or fire with this. You can't blame them for that. You can't bully them or make fun of them for that. Let them do their own thing. For me, again, I think it can be annoying sometimes, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, if that's what they want to do, go do it. People sometimes ask me, like, James, why do you always, like, or, I said my first name, or Panda, why do you always like to cosplay like military themed characters and stuff like that? And to me, it's like I'm a military brat. I love shooters. I love military things, movies, all that stuff. And even they said like, why do you do this? And then they said like, oh well, even though you do this a lot and don't do other things, you know, you still pull it off. You know, you pull it off good. You know, and you know, I'm part of the tactical cosplay community and all that stuff, and I just like dressing up as my favorite video game characters, like, you know, Ghost from Call of Duty Ghosts. You know, I'm doing Battlefield 4 cosplays, but again, sorry to kind of veer off a little bit, but it is my passion. You guys have your passion. You know, if you're not going to understand why they like it, don't be rude about it. You know, again, you know, you don't have to understand it. You just gotta respect them arm's length style, you know? You don't have to know them know their life, why they do this. And HomeStuck Cosplayers, don't try to kind of like justify yourself with why you like this so much or why, you know, this is the best thing that came out. Just say, hey, I like HomeStuck, you know? Hey, what do you like? Oh, that's cool, you know? And if they want to know more about it, you can tell them more. Just don't kind of don't overpower them with all this information, because it kind of might rub people the wrong way. And again, it's just to the other people, you just gotta, you know, HomeStuck Cosplayers. Even though I don't know why, I don't understand this fully, I still think, you know, if you want to do it, do it. But do it in a way where you're mature about it. You can be in character, but just, you know, as long as you're not bothering or hurting other people or doing really stupid things. Like, really, really stupid things that will, like, bat an eye of security or something like that. You know, just have fun, but do it safe, you know? That's what I'm saying. Have fun, but do it safely. And for those who bully it, you know, again, it's, you know, for those who bully HomeStuck Cosplayers, you know, you're in the wrong too, because you cast the stone as well. Because, you know, what happens a couple of years down the line, there's going to be a new fandom, and we're going to rip that fandom a new one, because, again, we don't understand it, you know, overly into it, picking fights with other, you know, cosplay communities. You know, it's gonna be the same freaking thing. Remember, look in the past. It was, you know, Bleach, Naruto, two big things. Attack on Titan is starting to become a big thing now, but it's like Italian, you know, it doesn't matter, because we're always going to judge something new. And, you know, just let it be. Just let it be. Let them do their thing. Let it be, you know, dear people. It's not too hard to understand that. But to some people, it surprisingly is. So, again, you know, all I'm saying is just give them the respect they, you know, give them the respect they deserve. You know, just respect them off the bat. You know, and for the HomeStuck Cosplayers, make sure you represent your community. You could take pride in it. Represent them the way that you want to be represented. With maturity behind it, saying that, hey, this is the HomeStuck cosplaying. We're the HomeStuck cosplayers, but we're a cool group, you know. So, again, that was my, you know, I was talking about HomeStuck cosplayers, why they're apparently getting bullied to all high hell right now. You can feel free to check out my other content out there. I talk about a lot of anime, video games, anime conventions, cosplaying, and more, because I'm a huge geek. Also, feel free to check out my friends' content out there, Mello over at the Mind of Mello blog. Check them out. And stay tuned for my future content. I am going to OhioCon, so yes, I am super excited for that. Very, very excited. So yeah, this is the Geeky Panda here on the Geeky Panda blog signing out. So remember, stay geeky, my friends. But overall, respect. You know, respect goes a long way. You know, don't be the person that you have to earn my respect. Give respect to earn it. You know, don't be that other person. Just respect the other cosplayers.